Oh man, I remember I saw this clip and I knew exactly what this person was feeling in the moment. I'll read the caption first, and then we'll just kind of actually I'll just read a little because it's probably from TikTok. POV trying to eat in 2024. Let's see what that POV is like.
Stop eating eggs. Why is nobody talking about how detrimental eggs are for our health?
Basically, your morning oatmeal is robbing you of nutrients, not a health food, horrible breakfast.
Throw the white bread away. If it's white, put it out of sight.
Stop eating fruit immediately. Eating too much fruit is the cause of diabetes.
Yes. The continual paranoia of too much information. I don't know if you guys have experience with this, but yeah, every time I'm on the timeline, I'm just scrolling, which is why I don't necessarily recommend doing that too much. You come across someone like providing information that, hey, the thing that you enjoy eating and that you may even thought is healthy is actually robbing you of nutrients. It's causing your teeth to fall out. It's giving you stomach worms. It seems like every day, there's a new discovery of that things that we enjoy eating or think are healthy for us actually are not healthy for us. And obviously, the other thing that comes with this is it depends on the who is giving the information. Because I think we had topic about this, a similar topic about this in the past. It was something to the effect of like, depending on your source, somebody could say like this is really good for you. I think it was about coffee, but then somebody could say, hey, this thing was actually like really bad for you. So it like there's really not even a consensus on some of these things. And obviously, I think some of this was kind of meme-ish. I don't know if those specific video examples that they were showcasing are real, but I did. I think you could find a video or an article or something about anything, and someone's gonna say it's actually bad for you. But the unfortunate thing is, this is actually like a real thing. Like people like definitely get influenced by like some of these videos and actually completely change up their dietary habits based off something they come across. Because I mean, everyone wants to be healthy at the end of the day. So I mean, if you're coming across somebody that's saying bread is killing you, I mean, you might just drop it. So I was actually kind of curious to know what y'all think about this. Do y'all ever have y'all or do y'all ever get influenced by a video or like an article or something, something that you enjoy or not you fully enjoy, but like something that you might have eaten in the past and you kind of gave it up because you found out or somebody said it's not actually that good for you. I have another follow up question, but I guess I'll start with that. How about you, Ghost? You ever got influenced like that?
Uh, yeah, to some extent. Like, first of all, it kind of depends on the source. Like, if it's a TikTok video like that, I'm ignoring it really because, well, I won't say I'm ignoring it. I'm taking it with a very large grain of salt, and I'm gonna look into it for myself. Like, again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not gonna do like a full scientific study on it, but I'll give it a Google. And if there's a few other sources that say, actually, yeah, this isn't good for you, then I'll consider changing that diet habit. Excuse me, that habit, whatever it is. But a lot of stuff is like, it's even if it's quote unquote bad for you, it's like, if I like it enough, I don't care. I'm gonna continue eating it because
Yeah.
I've already like I'm not the best eater, but I have tried to take some steps recently to eat better, like
Okay.
no sugar. I've stopped eating milk. Low key might be lactose intolerant. And honestly, it truly sucks. Like it just feels like you can't if you want to be healthy or not feel like shit, then you have to be or eat stuff that is just like doesn't taste great or it's like I'd rather be eating something else, but I've tried to make sacrifices where I can, and I think it's like, yeah, I can't compromise on that. I don't care if it'll give me cancer in 10 years. It's like
Jesus.
if I can't eat anything, I'm just gonna I don't want to say anything too crazy, but I would have a lot less joy in life if I couldn't eat anything that tasted good. So, I mean, yeah, when it comes to stuff like this, I mean, I'm sure you can make an argument that everything you eat is unhealthy and I'm not getting the proper balance in my diet, blah, blah, blah. And unless it's something super egregious, I'm not going to pay it too much mind.
Got you, got you. How about you, Ace? Do you or have you ever been influenced by some type of media that's telling you the thing that you been consuming all your life is actually terrible for you?
No, I'm having trouble thinking of an example where this would have happened to me, at least not with food. I've been more so influenced by people in my life than media. Um, but I will say I've had a similar experience with exercising and trying to find, like, when I was initially
That,
trying to find like a good exercise regimen for myself and like stretching and
yeah,
things like that. Truly, I went down the rabbit. I got to the point where I was like, yo, it really does seem like there's a positive and negative video or article about
thought,
literally anything. So I did it. I
Hmm.
like Googled
yeah,
benefits of X, or why X
yeah.
is good for
They
you,
tell
why
you
X is
push-ups are
bad for you.
bad for you, sit-ups
Yes,
are bad.
yes, and you will find it. Like, so I got to the point where I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna do whatever I feel comfortable with, whatever I feel good with. And I I mean, I've been blessed where I don't really have too many problems with food or my diet or anything like that. Um, but yeah, and to me, it's like, if I find out, like, if something makes me feel sick or ill, then I'll stop eating it. But other than that, it would take a lot for me to come across a video and have it actually influence my dietary habits. Um, so yeah, yeah.
You know what's interesting? I was thinking just in the confines of food, and I was trying to think of examples myself. But I think, yeah, like you, I don't think I've come across too many examples. I don't think I've had too many, or if any at all, experiences when I watch something, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I should get rid of this. Outside of similar to you, outside of like, I feel as if my choices when it comes to food are more of like a more like from based off like parental decisions, and I guess an example of that is to try to consume more or as much organic versions of foods as possible. So I guess that's one area where there was an influence, and I guess your thing about like working out reminds me of the this is might be TMI, so apologies in advance, but so sometimes I'll be watch. And it seemed like really recently, and it's because I'm always in the lookout for a good pair of drawers. So I'll see like a ad, and it'll be like, okay, you need to stop wearing like drawers that have any polyester in it because it's like terrible for your like your groin area, and it causes like deficiencies in some areas, and like you're literally like harming yourself. So then, so I'm like, okay, so I guess maybe I should look at cotton drawers. And then I see an ad that said, there's 5 reasons why you shouldn't wear cotton drawers. or underpants or boxers or whatever the case to be. Again, it causes deficiency, causes lower testosterone, all type of weird stuff. You
What?
should wear all natural hemp boxers, and it's like I'm going down this rabbit hole of like materials of what my drawers should be, and it did cause me a bit of grief, kind of again with this personal experience. So yeah, it can definitely apply to way more other areas of life than food. Obviously, I think we all want to try to be healthy, but you could come across when you actually try to do that, you'll come across evidence that supports one or the other, and it can get a bit annoying. And I think you guys kind of touched into it, but the other thing I wanted to inquire about is like, and I think we have a relatively healthy grasp on this, which I guess is worth asking if somebody was like going down rabbit holes and they're coming across like videos or like you said articles that like saying like pretty much everything can be bad for you, and they're starting to like damn near have some paranoia about what they should eat, consume, or I guess even work on, what like would you recommend if anything for a person that's like that, like like how would you ease their paranoia or tensions regarding the fact that like it seems like everything these days is bad for you? I'll spin it back. What would you say, Ace?
Hmm, it might it might partially depend on what I how I perceive the person's how well I perceive the person's dietary habits to be. Like if I know there's somebody who constantly eats junk food and fast food, then um I might not be as um I don't know, aggressive in trying to calm them down per se. But I mean, even still, I guess if they're becoming overly paranoid, that's probably a sign that they're gonna develop or are developing some type of eating disorder, which is still bad.
Jesus.
Um,
Yeah, let's say it's somebody that's like they were starting a path to try to eat healthier, and during in doing research, they started to come across again like a bunch of videos that say, "Hey, this is bad for you. Bread's bad for you. Eggs are bad for you. Fruit's bad for you. Water's bad for you." And then they're starting to like develop like an annoyance and paranoia about it. What would you say?
yeah, if it's that extreme, it's like
Oh, and real quick, I actually did see a video somewhere recently where a guy was like drinking. Well, this is why drinking regular water is just not regular water, but just yeah, just basic water. Spring water is bad for you.
I mean, I don't I hmm, that's tough because you're right in that or I mean, we've been discussing that you can find information that says anything pretty much is bad for you. Maybe I would just try to find like more reputable sources that um contradict the information that they're getting, which
What do
I
you
do
mean?
feel
The TikTok influencer with 200K followers saying that eating fruit is bad for you is not valid?
yeah, if I mean I do feel I could find valid um or not valid but maybe reputable like scientific sources. Um, and if that can't convince the person, then I think I that's pretty much the extent of what I can do because they're probably just dealing with delusion, and maybe some type of therapy would be the next step. But yeah, I can't go like there's only so much I can do. This is very much a be wormed and be filled situation.
Fair enough. And like you said, it could be a sign of like a larger problem.
Mm.
What about for you, Ghost? What do you say to a person that's they're taking in all this information about how all these things could be bad for you, and they're feeling a bit overwhelmed and paranoid?
Um, Honestly, I mean, it for one, it depends on the extent of how many things are they concerned about, how deep their concern runs. If it's something serious, like it's an actual health thing, like for example, like they have a health issue, a dietary thing where you can't eat certain foods or something like that, my first recommendation would honestly be talk to a legit actual person that has a degree in this,
Hmm.
that has studied for this, that knows what they're talking about. Because I don't know. Again, I'm not a dietitian. Like this isn't what I studied for, so I'm not gonna try to give someone advice that could end up being wrong, especially when it could have actual effects on health. So really, that would be my main advice. Again, if it's something smaller scale, I don't.
I mean, the example of water is like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is some
you,
stuff. It's like I'm not an expert, but like, come on, water is good. I know that. I know that much.
I don't know. That was funny.
So yeah, I mean, this common sense stuff, but it's like I don't know, man. There's really only so much you can do, so much you can control. Do the research that you can, talk to the people that you can, pray about it, and beyond that, I I don't know what to tell you. I don't. It's not quite a be born to be filled take, but it's kind of yeah. I mean, there's only so much that can be done.
No, for sure. And unironically, like usually one of the best pieces of advice is to consult or talk with somebody that is like an expert in the respective field. Like just go to the professional. Like you don't gotta go crazy. You don't have to dwell it within yourself. Just like literally go talk to a nutritionist, somebody that knows what they're doing, study this. That definitely a better starting point than overthinking it yourself. But yeah, hearing y'all talk, maybe we should one day revisit this and like I wonder what's like the and you kind of mentioned some stuff like you won't care if at some point goes, but I know y'all have all seen the that those videos where like the guy shows you this one can of soda contains this many grams of sugar,
Yeah,
and y'all
yeah.
still be drinking soda, so you gotta.
That's
Right.
well. I don't be drinking soda. I be
Absolutely.
drinking juice, but not soda.
Oh, now nobody drinks soda.
I don't. That's
I
like
drink soda.
the main thing that I don't do. But
Wait,
honestly,
you
it
said
probably is because of videos like that, because of all the sugar. So
you
that I
stopped
think
drinking.
that
I mean, eating sugar altogether, though. Did you say? What
Oh my god, this ninja.
timing was amazing.
Sorry about that, everyone. You
No
know,
denials.
God,
that's a good
I think
reference.
I'm back.
Yes, we can hear you.
My bad, y'all. I have no clue. It just Discord just completely crashed.
That's good.
Sorry.
That's one day it'll be all be in person, and no one can just
Yeah, I don't know.
devour.
It's 2 straight weeks. I don't know what's going on.
So again, at least it's anyway. I think Ace was asking you stop eating sugar altogether.
Oh yeah, I was saying no. I haven't. I've tried to cut back on it. Like one thing I like, I don't eat any candy, don't drink any soda. I've tried not to eat any like pastry shit like that. Sticking to fruit, it sucks, but and I don't even know if it's making a difference.
Good on you.
But like, I really the soda thing is I've never drunk soda, but
It
recently the
sucks.
rest of the sugar stuff.
It sucks short term, but you really adapt to that, and you don't even be as you get to a certain. Cause I'm on the same type of time. I don't really be eating candy or y'all know I definitely don't drink soda. After a
Yeah,
while,
yeah,
you just be like, yeah, you don't even miss it. And of course you won't. It's because you're not super unhealthy. But if you were like super unhealthy, you would notice the differences immediately, and the impacts would be you live longer. Literally, just live longer.
yeah. That
Oh,
is the best incentive. Yep.
No, well, to be clear, I'm not doing any of that. So
fair enough. I also think life is all about balance. So obviously, and we're not coming out here and saying you shouldn't consume sugar or you shouldn't have like I quote unquote on the same type of time. I try to not consume as much sugar as I did maybe when I was younger. But I mean, I'm still gonna eat my morning pastries in the morning. I'm still going to like eat cake. I just had a slice earlier. Anyway, but yeah. And I think the little caption that the homeboy put on this video, or circling back, they said, obviously again, POV trying to eat in 2024. If you listen to all the nutrition advice out there, you would go insane. Find a way of eating that works for you and makes you feel good. That obviously is some of the best advice when it comes to eating and being comfortable with your nutrition and dietary decisions. But if there's nothing else, we can move on to the next topic.